I think for me, I try to live my life as a combination of those two. And you're going to see a lot of people at different stages and allow them to be where they are. There's not one right way to be. That would be my answer.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Hi, my name's Tara, and I'd like to say a huge thank you. It was very inspirational and motivating, your talk, and so are your books, of which I've read a few. I actually used to act in films, and now I have two little babies, and I have my own TV show called The Tara Sharma Show, Diaries of a New Mom, because it was combining my passion and actually being able to spend time with my kids.
Right.
I'll be very honest, I ask a lot. Almost everyone here, of the people I know, has had tweets from me, Facebook messages, texts saying, watch the show, talk about the show, tell people about the show. And you know, I believe really strongly, much more than any of the films I did, to be honest, because this is something I've conceptualized, I'm producing, I really believe in it. But I sometimes feel really embarrassed to ask. I agree, ask, and I've had Mr. Amitabh Bachchan tweet for me, and Pooja and Rags and everyone, and I'm very grateful for that. But there's something within me that, as much as I believe in it, I just feel really embarrassed. And I don't know if that's because somewhere I feel people think, oh God, this girl's asking again, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's not that I don't believe in it.
Well,
so I mean, if you know of a great TV channel in the States that would like to buy my show, I'm asking, you know? So, but it's just about asking. You sometimes feel shy to ask.
Let's address that, because let her keep the microphone, because I want to ask her a question. Embarrassment.
And he's been my husband in a film, sorry, and that's why he's laughing, because he knows how shy I can be.
Embarrassment is a combination of two feelings at the same time. Delight and excitement and fear. So the delight and excitement is you're enthusiastic and passionate about your show, and you want it to work, and you want to get the information out to people because you think it's valuable. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What's the fear?
Can I be honest?
I don't know, we'll see.
Well, you know, I feel, and I wrote something a while ago about the concept of being stuck in the middle. I feel sometimes it's easier to ask when you're starting out, in a way. When I don't know whether it's pride, but somewhere for me, because I've come to, frankly, I've done some films. I'm sort of known. I'm not like a super celebrity. I'm not a big star. I'm somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? And that position, I find, is quite difficult to ask from, because you're not right down there where you're saying, oh, you know, I feel like nobody's listened to me ever. No, I'm really grateful for what I have been able to achieve.
Right.
But somewhere you're at that point where it's embarrassing then to ask, because you're not this newbie who needs that break, but at the same time you're not a superstar who everyone will listen to.
Right.
You know, so it's
let me ask you a question. If you discovered the cure for cancer and you wanted to get it out to people, all cancer can be cured because you now know how to do that. Would you be shy about asking people to help you to get that word out?
No, and trust me, I'm not shy. Like I said, I have asked people, but I just feel deep down, I do feel embarrassed. Even though, with cure for cancer, no, but here I'm confident of what I have, but I
understand
constantly say I'm not an expert. I constantly say my whole show, everything that I do and speak about is about just being one example, just like everyone is. You know, I'm not trying to say I know the answers. It's more
I
like...
get that, but here's what I'm saying. So let's say you have the cure to cancer, and the whole world needs it. I mean, we're losing millions of people to cancer every year, and you now know how to solve it. But you need to get the word out. You need to let someone know on CNN or BBC or whatever. Would you feel shy about asking them?
No.
No. Here's the deal. You have not yet acknowledged the value of what you have to share. Once you really get that what you have to share is so valuable, you're still in a little bit of self-doubt about it. Once you get that it is so valuable, it would be a disservice not to share it. It would be a disservice not to ask everyone, help me get the word out. This is so important.
So everyone, please tune in to the show this Sunday at 10 o'clock on Pogo. And if you're in India, please watch it.
Very good.
Okay, finally, we've got to sum it up somewhere, but we're just closing with the last two questions, which have been pressed in, so we'll keep it as precise as possible.
Okay, I just want to share something here, because we are talking about Sid, who said certain things, and Tara, so this is a personal experience I'd like to share. I wanted to meet George Clooney, and I went crazy saying, I want to meet him, I want to meet him, I want to meet him, I want to meet him. And every day I'd open the paper and I'd see George Clooney and say, it's a sign I'm supposed to meet him. I'd open magazines and see, it's a sign I'm supposed to meet him. And I begged and I groveled and I went to these big directors in India who'd done Elizabeth, Shekhar Kapoor, and said, just go, tell him you want to make him listen to a script. I'll come and just be your little writer on the side. I'll serve coffee on the sets. Called my father. He's very big in Italy, and I told my dad, could you, find his best friend in Italy because he has a villa in Como and just arrange a dinner. Something, please help. And I went around spreading the net and talking to people. And yes, it is at a certain point you think, oh God, I'm Pooja Baby. I can't go around groveling and begging and saying, please let me meet George Clooney. It's kind of absurd, but you know what? I really want to meet George Clooney. Cut to the 3 months of sending these affirmations out, and it's okay to be selfish sometimes. And 3 months later, my dad calls me up and says, darling, the Dubai Film Festival is screening Michael Clayton, which is George Clooney's film, and you get a chance to see him. I said, oh wow, I actually get to see George Clooney. This is so cool. So I just, on just random impulse, just get on that flight. I go to the Dubai Film Festival, and I walk into the screening theatre, and I'm sitting there in the row, and my father's next to me, and who walks in? George Clooney. And where does he sit? Right in front of me where I can touch him. And he turns around and I said, Dad, you've got to introduce me to him. So my father says, George, this is Pooja. And we had a 2-minute conversation and my dream was realized. So yes, it works. Go out there and ask and you shall receive.
Please come in for the final question for this evening. Aftab is at the edge of the scene. So, on demand from Jack Canfield, Aftab, he's posing it to you. So, Mr. Canfield, let's have your question.
It's a slightly serious one. I don't have so many such desires to meet. Yeah, at one point in time, I wanted to meet Charlize Theron, that's for sure. But maybe I'd love to work with her someday. But no, that's not my question. My question is, you guys are amazing.
The question is, can I introduce you to George Clooney? I
No, I think I'll save that for Pooja. But you mentioned somewhere that you did a 10-day Buddhist retreat.
Yes.
I wanted you to share a little bit about that. Where did you do it, and what is it that you took back from there?
Okay. When I came to India the first time, I stayed at the Taj, and I went down, I couldn't sleep, and I went downstairs. It was late at night, and the bookstore was open in the middle of the night in the Taj. I was like, are you kidding me? So I walk in, I bought 2 books, and one of them I think it was called I Dare, and it was by a woman named Kiran Bedi. And Kiran Bedi at one point was the, what do you call it, the head of the jail in Delhi. And I started reading the book. And I fell in love with it. And in the book, she talked about a man from Sri Lanka who was teaching Vipassana meditation. And they brought it into the prison, and they started meditating 1,000 people at a time until everyone in the prison had learned how to do it. And every day, for 2 hours, the entire prison would sit in meditation. Goenka was the guy's name. And I was very moved by that. So I called my sponsor, and I said, because we were going to Delhi, and I think it was Dr. Reddy, who runs the Apollo Hospitals, and I said, could you could hook me up with a meeting with Kiran Bedi? And he said, yeah. So we sat and ate breakfast together. She's an amazing woman. She's won the Meg Say Award and all this stuff, and she's just like a spiritually evolved, like vibrating presence, and very clear, very powerful.